Welcome, everybody, to the OBT show, the Dance Hall edition. If you're not out there with your shirts off right now, you are a shameful, shameful person. We've got $5 off all of our drafts. We've got $2 shooters and a special just for the ladies. $3 SoCo and lime shots.
I don't know if I like your other side.
It just got disco-tastic in here.
I would like to be the guy that works at the strip club. Thank you for tipping your waitress. Next up, we have Candy. She's my cherry pie. See, I could do that.
The best line ever in The Goods is Craig Robinson plays a DJ from a strip club, and they try to get him to DJ at the car dealership. Jeremy Piven's character does.
Oh, God.
And they're like, he seems like a pretty good DJ. And they cut to Craig Robinson, and he goes, for those of you looking for Cindy, she's not coming out because she's dead. Here's some Warren. And they go, cherry pie.
That's a perfect like strip song.
That's a perfect movie. I know most people don't like it, but I think it's hilarious. The Goods.
I saw like the beginning of it, and I just never...
It's funny, man. It's a funny film. But anyway, we're not here to talk about film. That's for other nerds. We're here to talk about real nerd stuff.
There's so many films.
There's a lot of films. That would be our topic next week. Let's get into it. We covered in the last podcast the systems. We did a full-scale assault on systems. Now we got to focus on the other cravat. If we look at, since it's summertime, the system is like the ice cream, right?
Yeah.
The games are the delicious toppings you can throw on that bad boy.
I see the games as the reason for being.
All right, well, if you want to get real serious.
Yeah. You
just took my friendly analogy and shit on it.
I know.
I don't know how I feel about it, but I'm going to process it later in my live journal.
I'm taking you off my Friendster. How could you say that? No, I just mean like, there would be no reason for the systems to exist if
that's true.
We didn't want to play the games.
That's true. So let's like we did in the last pod.
I feel like consoles became because of the need for gaming.
Yeah. What came first, the console or the game?
Well, computers came first. Consoles came afterwards.
That's true. Well, play the game, console or the game. When somebody looked at the computer and said we could make this better, did they make the console then the game, or were they thinking of games then console?
No, the computer came first. It had to have come first.
Okay, so the console comes first
for computing, and then, but not the console. The console, in like today's terms, the games come first.
Okay, so with that in mind, let's start with, as Microsoft's kicked off E3. Let's start with right there. Bread and butter, Microsoft. What are some of the games that you saw that were exclusives? Let's start with exclusives for Xbox One and PS4, and then talk about the mutual games that are coming out that that tickled our nose a little bit and said, "Hey, come here."
For me, the breadwinner was Titanfall.
Titanfall. What is that game? I don't remember if I saw that one.
Okay, it's a first-person shooter where it's very futuristic, blah 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 shooter stuff. That's not the cool thing. You can run up the sides of walls, jump off top of buildings.
Yeah, that's cool.
Even that's not the cool part.
Yeah.
The cool part is you get a mech in the game that you can just drop into the battlefield. And they were showing like the interactions. Like one of them is like you stand in front of it and then you get into it like you're getting inside the mech. I'm like pretending
you're pretending like you're on video.
And then there's another one where the guy he's like running and he slides underneath the legs of the mech and then it scoops its hand down, picks him up, puts him up inside the carriage, and then everything closes around him, monitors turn on, and he's just like with a giant mech fighter.
That's kind of scary.
And it's like it looks like it's going to be a really 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 cool game experience because you're going to be able to take them down on foot, but at the same time you have the ability to have this super mech power.
But I'm terrible at mech games. Mech Warrior I was terrible at.
I think it's more intuitive than those games.
I was really bad at those games. That's one. So you're psyched about that one. What's another one?
Minecraft. They continue to get a hold of. I play Minecraft every single day.
Really?
I love that game. I can't get over it. It's very very stress relieving. It's just like I just want to build something today. And you just
don't people attack you in your house or something?
Zombies and skeletons.
And you're supposed to build to protect yourself from them? Mm-hmm. Do they break down the walls?
No. Once you build the fort, they can't get in. It's your own stupidity that gets you killed.
You leave the door open?
Yeah, you leave the door open.
Nice.
But they're making it so that it's bigger, so you can have more people play on online, and the worlds themselves are taking up more space because they have more RAM to process it. So that's cool. That's awesome. I think it's great. What else? Rise looked interesting.
I hope there's more to the QuickTime.
Oh God,
I hate QuickTime too. For those of you who don't know, because that's a little more technical, but that's when you're prompted to like hit Y, then X, then A, then B, and if you don't do it, you die.
Pretty much.
I hate those games.
Like I'm playing Darksiders. It's a little bit older game right now, and they have QuickTime in it, but it's not. You don't have to use it. It's just like it gives you cool animations if you want to. But this game seems like you got to use it.
Yeah. I was looking forward to some game we were both talking about, Quantum Break. That looked cooler than
so cool.
They premiered a little bit of it at the Xbox conference, the press conference they were unveiled, but not a lot.
But you didn't
really know what was going on. But I like this because it's almost you could like stop the crime scene and save someone by stopping time, and then you pull them out. That was a cool sequence.
And you got the sense that like it's not necessarily a perfected science. It's like something bad's going on.
Yeah, something terrible is going to happen.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be slowed down so much.
Yeah, and the gameplay looked really awesome. The graphics looked great. That seemed like a weird game.
And like the stuff was just like he was like moving stuff out of the way.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so cool.
I'm interested in that game also because that integrates TV like scenarios where what you do affects the show you watch, which is going to be an interesting combination.
Really?
There would be live action sequences that are dictated by what you do in the game.
Oh, that's creepy.
So you'll switch, instead of like a cutscene, it'll be an actual, like you're watching a film.
What?
It's the first hybrid of that kind.
Okay, this is gonna be interesting then.
Yeah, I'm curious because that's the footage that was shown at the Microsoft press conference is in-game footage.
Yeah,
which is being honest because it's in the game, but that little girl that somehow like blows up a ship or makes a ship blow up a bridge.
Yeah,
she's somehow tied into your gameplay, and you will interact with her.
Okay, that's cool.
So I was
unique to see how it's gonna.
Yeah, most definitely
develop.
And the other thing that we were talking about, Project Spark, which was weird. It was kind of a cool weird, though. It wasn't like, what is this weird? It was like, I want to play this.
There's so
right
much
now.
potential.
Where you can basically create worlds, and then you have to fight enemies, but then you can share. I kind of wasn't a little fuzzy on the concept.
Okay. So, do you play Trials at all?
No.
Okay, well, one of like the big selling points of the Trials HD and the new one, Trials Evolution, which they're going to be coming up with more Trials. It's awesome. Is the customization where you can create your own maps and stuff, and people have turned it into completely new games where they have someone made a mini golf.
That's awesome.
In a motorcycle game.
That's
where
so cool.
you're a person and you play mini golf and stuff like that. This game basically is what it's saying is you can make it however you want it. You create the terrain, you create the environment, you set everything up the way you want it to set up. You put the villagers here, you put your main guy here, and then after that you can add in cloud-based stuff. So like somebody put together a bunch of pieces that are in the game and created a robot. And in the demo, they just showed them loading that robot in that somebody else had made, and then it was going to fight like an army of the other villagers that were coming at them. And it was like, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah. That's so cool.
You can have it where you have like a tunnel, and like you can have everyone have to force their way in and fight in that one little tiny area, or it's like a big expansive battle.
That is pretty cool.
They don't have to fight at all. They could just have a bunch of pet rocks and run around like they showed.
Yeah, that was weird.
I thought that was cool.
It was cute.
He's like assign value pet, and then the rock's just like da da da.
Yeah. That was pretty cool. Then you could upgrade it to be like an attack dog.
Defend me, rock.
Defend me, rock. I like that game, and then I'm just looking at the list right now. I was kind of somewhat intrigued by Killer Instinct. I thought it was a callback to '96, which I love.
Super Nintendo, man.
Super Nintendo. I was like, and Dead Rising 3.
Yeah, Dead Rising 3 looks amazing.
Great. I've been playing Dead Rising 1, not a fan of Dead Rising 1.
Why? You don't like the mechanic? Or the time and stuff?
And I feel like the AI in that is shitty. Like they keep getting trapped. They won't come in the door.
No, dude, that was like early. Xbox.
That was 2006. Yeah. So like I want to pick up Dead Rising 2 see if that gets better.
A little bit.
And then Dead Rising 3 looked sort of more like you're on your own, so maybe not so much heavily reliant on.
Yeah, I don't know how it's going to be the same mechanic where you have a certain amount of time to do things.
Yeah.
Which I believe they're going to have to because it's part of
the game. The game genetics, but it seemed more epic and more one-on-one, which I like.
Thousands of zombies on screen in the distance, like the draw distance is huge. I'm very excited for that.
So like I'm gonna maybe play, but my people keep dying in Dead Rising. They keep dying all the time. I don't save them.
Oh yeah, no, I saved as many as I could.
Yeah.
I in the first game I got the Mega Man blaster. That's what made me happy. Is what you kill a certain amount in one specific time frame.
Yeah.
And then you get a Mega Man
that's so
arm
cool.
cannon. Yeah.
That's so cool.
So I was like, I want that. And then you can get like the outfit, so you can get like a big Mega Man. You know.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, so Dead Rising 3 looked really awesome. Any other games that we might have missed?
Killer Instinct, the only thing that I'm sad about that is it's a free-to-play game, but you only get one character for free.
Ew.
And you have to buy characters.
That's gross.
So you can play the game that you want to play and only spend like $5 buying like one character that you really only want to play with and build your way up. And then eventually maybe like in a year you'll be like, oh, well, I want to play as another character. Yeah. Buy another one. Mm-hmm. But for the people that expect like an entire game, I think they're going to get a little thrown off.
I didn't even realize that. I thought it was a full game.
I read about it later on. I was like, oh.
That's a little odd.
A little odd, but it's a new world of, you know, micro transactions and stuff. There's one a little bit further down here.
I didn't tell you could touch my
Sunset computer. Overdrive.
Yes, that looked weird fun.
So cool.
That looked really kind of weird and funny at the same time.
It's like cartoony, and it's multiplayer, and you're just like, you booms or booms like in comics. And
yes, I thought that was pretty cool. And the zombie, whatever monsters they are, look pretty cool. They look friggin' sweet.
Like the goopy orange zombies, like ice cream zombies.
Yeah,
the creamsicle zombies or whatever.
That was so cool. So those were the games that you and I were looking at. So let's move over to the PlayStation 4 side of the house. Give me a couple of games that you were looking at that you were excited about.
They had games?
When I look at the list, I'm like, I don't remember any of these games that I really cared about.
Their focus is really on gaming. I feel like their focus is on focusing. I don't know.
But yet they have more exclusives than Xbox 360.
Just because a lot of their exclusives didn't really draw me in. The cool one, Order 18.
Oh, yes, that one looked awesome.
Like Assassin's Creed, but not.
It looks like there's going to be like some future tech in 1886.
Like steampunk.
Yes. Yeah. Where I don't know what. I mean, it was a trailer pretty much. I didn't
see a whole lot about it, but it looked cool.
Right.
And the name is like The Order.
The Order.
It's already like got.
I was into it. Mad Max looked kind of interesting because I thought that was kind of a cool. I like Mad Max.
I feel like it would have been cool 20 years ago.
Well, yeah, but 20 years. There was a game 20 years ago for Mad Max.
Okay,
you ever play it? It was terrible.
Well,
you drive around in a car and then I got blown up all the time.
That sounds like what the Mad Max game should be.
Diablo 3, Infamous Second Son. You care about the Infamous?
That was the one Infamous was a really, really, really cool game. So the sequel, I feel like, should be doubly as excellent.
You're not into Octodad Deadliest Catch? I don't know what that game is, but it looks terrible.
Nope.
Yeah, I really don't. I agree with you, and I was not nearly as excited about PlayStation 4 exclusives as I was Xbox One exclusives. Now, supposedly, that Naughty Dog might come up with something for PlayStation 4, but that probably won't be for a while, since they just released The Last of Us.
Yeah, and when we talk about the middle row, that's where we're going to talk about Sony's fuck-ups.
Yes. So let's get right into it. Some major fuck-ups, if you will, is the fact that Kingdom Hearts, which was a Sony exclusive, is now mutual. The fact also that... Where was the one I wanted to say before I mentioned the big one that was big for me? Damn it.
Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear Solid. I thought there was one more that I was like, huh? Metal Gear Solid. Destiny.
Well, no, Destiny was going to be definitely going to be on Xbox, but then when they announced PlayStation was going to have it...
Final Fantasy, that's the other one I was going to say. Final Fantasy was exclusive to Sony. That is now not. And the big one to me is the Metal Gear Solid franchise, which forever has been associated with PlayStation. All of the games, up until, I mean, if you want to get technical, Nintendo had the very first two.
Yeah, and then Xbox had like the HD remixes or whatever.
Which were not, but that's not the same. I mean, as far as exclusive content, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
Now
PlayStation 1.
Well, that's right. PlayStation 1 had it as well. 1, 2, and 3. And now Xbox is almost like an FU to Sony. Started their presentation at E3 with Hideo Kojima and Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah.
And he came out and was like, hello. I was like, wow, they drew him away.
I was shocked.
Me too, because that's been their main
I'm telling you,
staple.
They're going after Japan by doing that. And the way they presented the game was very Japanese. It was like it was broken apart and explained, and like here are the weather environments in the game, and then they show the weather environments in the game.
That was very. I agree with that. Yeah, but I thought that was cool.
That's who they were marketing towards.
Now you don't like Metal Gear, really?
No, I hate Metal Gear,
but
it's awesome.
This?
Yeah, it's awesome that it's on Xbox,
and
I think it's cool because it's open world stealth. I think that's
that was what I was like. I was watching that drooling.
That's really, really unique, and I've gotten more of the sense that I might be okay with it after playing. What's that game that you let me borrow? With the stealthiness. Dishonored. Yeah. Where I had the choices to go in certain areas.
Right. It seems like you have choice. Yeah.
I might be okay with the Metal Gear that I can do that. Yeah. Where I can ride a horse and then like slink down onto the side of it so I don't get seen by troops.
Yes, that's so awesome.
That's cool.
I like that a lot. The other one I liked, Assassin's Creed Black Flag was, I'm excited about that one. Pretty much a no-brainer. That was going to be an exclusive. Not exclusive, but it's going to be available for both. Battlefield 4, again, that was kind of a cool game. I like Battlefield. I enjoy it.
That one's gotten locked up with Xbox as far as like...
Oh, really?
You know how Call of Duty, they would have all of our DLC comes out on Xbox first? Battlefield 4 also. They locked them up. Because Xbox, their core is the shooters.
Right.
So they're locking...
I did enjoy when Battlefield 4... The trailer didn't play during the Microsoft conference. Did you see that part?
when it skipped out and then
it went right to the DLC surprise. They put that screen up.
Oh yeah,
that was hilarious.
Yeah,
and the guy was getting angrier and angrier on stage.
Yeah, I mean,
giggles.
There's hiccups on both ends.
And PlayStation 4 froze a few times, that was the worst. I think if I was Microsoft, I'm okay with
no sound is one thing, but frozen is bad.
Right, that was bad. All of the EA Sports games were premiered. I love EA Sports games. They're fun. Madden and NBA Live, NHL Live, UFC was also featured in FIFA. All of those are going to both systems. That was a no-brainer.
Yeah. Destiny. Destiny, because that game looks awesome.
Awesome. From the creators of Halo, the original Halo.
You can see where it's like Halo when they were showing the trailer for it. It's very, very
Halo-like.
Yeah, there's certain levels of aliens that you're going to fight, and they're very tiered. But at the same time, it's like Borderlands, where you're picking up weapons as you go,
which is cool.
There's multiplayer.
Is this going to be like a Prometheus? If you want to look at that movie as like a spiritual successor to Aliens, like evolved some way. You think this is going to be ultimately revealed to be part of some of the Halo universe? No?
I hope to God not. I want it to be its own thing. They wanted to do their own thing.
Right.
That's why they stopped doing Halo. They were like, we feel like we did a lot with what we did, and we don't want to keep beating the horse till it's dead. That's why.
All right.
Well, that's why 343 is doing the new Halos.
Right.
But I feel like when they showed they had the community event.
Oh yeah.
And then they had a bunch of people coming from one side, and then a group that were just all the way on the other side of the map just come in to help out. I was like goosebumps. I'm still getting goosebumps now. It was beautiful. That's awesome. That's what group gaming is about.
Yeah.
All right, we got to tackle this thing. Blah, blah, blah. Oh shit, we're getting fucked up. Blah blah blah.
Yep.
And then from the East Wing, 4 more people come in to save the day, and you're just like, yes, we're not gonna die.
That is awesome. I enjoyed it. Cool. I enjoyed it too, man. Thief, I think, is a game that I'm so excited about.
It's so pretty.
I think I said this before in an earlier pod. I loved Thief on PC. I played it religiously. It was so cool. It's going to be better. I think they're going to take a cue from Dishonored. And actually, Dishonored is credited with a re-interest in the Thief franchise because I think EA was sitting on it, and they're like, oh, well, this game did really well. It's pretty much a rip-off of Thief, which it is. I'm having played both. I think they realized the potential. Now they're making it much cooler and interesting. I saw the screenshots of that.
Yeah, I didn't see any game stuff. I just saw a lot of live action stuff, but
live action, yeah,
got me interested. Ooh.
Yeah. I saw some screenshots which look beautiful.
Okay,
which I was really stoked about.
They have to make it pretty.
Star Wars Battlefield 3. Speaking of just a trailer, Battlefront.
Oh my god!
I thought it was another stupid first-person shooter, and then when
have you played Battlefront 2?
Yeah. It's awesome.
Dude, I cried when I found out that Battlefront 3 was never going to come out.
I know.
I was like, it's such a good series.
It's such a fun game.
You can't... I played it on a PSP, and I had so much fun. It's just a good series.
So much fun. It's coming back.
It's coming back. No Half-Life 3 announcement.
I was really disappointed about that. That's never fucking coming.
Someone showed me a formula online of Xbox hate to PS4 love plus game exclusives divided by 7 equals 3 equals Half-Life 3 is coming out this year. I It's like
it's not coming.
Makes sense.
If it comes, I'll shit my pants and buy it right away. I'm buying that game as soon as it comes out. I love that.
It's never going to come out.
It's terrible. It's
never going to come out.
God damn it, Gabe Newell over at Valve.
What else? What else?
Watch Dogs was a fun. That's already been announced, but that looks like such a cool game.
So awesome.
Such a cool game.
And like they had the pre-trailer, like pre-E3, accidental pre-E3 trailer, and then they showed the in-game stuff using some of the stuff that they showed in the trailer. Yeah. And when you can pull that off and make it still as as good as using it in in fake like CGI scenes or whatever.
Yeah. I was excited.
Man, open world gaming is getting like a super overhaul with next gen.
And I'm curious to see what Rockstar has plans for Grand Theft Auto franchise on next gen.
I'm not worried about it right now. I can't wait for the next game to come out.
Well, I know it's coming on current consoles,
but it doesn't matter.
It's gonna be awesome.
They're pushing it to the brink.
I think
they're gonna make that game awesome.
I'm excited about that. But let's stay focused.
Okay, stay focused.
Is there any other games that we may have missed that you wanted to chit chat about?
We're going up. Wolfenstein.
Well, I was kind of indifferent to Wolfenstein. I thought that was kind of cool. That's coming back.
I had such like a big draw for it when I was a kid, and I don't.
Well, that's like the Duke Nukem Forever. When that came out, I was like, I don't care about that anymore. Bad. I never played it. I just heard it was really shitty. So I was like, that's dumb.
I wanted to talk about Forza.
Yes.
So the Drivatar. Okay, now I admit it. When I was talking, because I was chatting with Brendan while I was watching the Microsoft conference. Yeah. And when they say Drivatar, I was ripping on that hardcore.
Yes, because I thought that was really terrible.
But then once they said what it actually is, I think that is so
Explain what
cool.
it is.
Okay, so Drivatar essentially is it analyzes the way you play the game. So as you're playing the game and you're racing, it's computing like your reactions to like, oh, a turn's coming up. How quickly do you brake? How quickly do you accelerate? Right. Your turn ratios, everything. And then it implements it into this Drivatar that when you're offline and you're not playing anymore, and your friends are playing Forza 5, it will essentially put your character into their game using the way you would be driving.
Which is really awesome.
So that way, your friends get the experience of they're not playing against computer AI, essentially. They're playing against their friends, even though they might be at work, or they gotta have something to do.
That was really
Life hits, video game still goes on.
Yes, I love it. I loved it too. I thought that was really cool once I understood it better. At first I was like, what is this shit?
What's a Drivatar? That's all.
Drivatar, yeah. This is so bad. Another game that wasn't on the list, Batman Arkham Origins, was something that I'm really excited about. I was going
to save that one for last because that's our bread and butter is Batman.
That is our bread and butter.
It's not going to be as newbie Batman as...
No, which I was excited about.
It's good.
I thought that was because we talked earlier when it was announced. It was like, this is Batman Origins. Like when he first started becoming Batman, I was like, is this going to be like you can fall off a roof and die?
You put like a detonator on the wall and like the fuse pops and you're just like, oh man,
crap!
Year one.
Year one is terrible. So that's what I thought it was going to be. But now I saw the gameplay trailer. I saw the cinematic trailer associated with it. Awesome, I'm stoked. And an article, I love the title of the article, Arkham Origins, same as before, but that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, no, that is not a bad thing.
No, I loved Arkham City. I play it every now and then, just because I like going back into that world.
It's doing what I was like either predicting or hoping was it's going to be a setup for Arkham Asylum to be a game. Or not Arkham, but
for Rocksteady to take the next gen game.
Well, no. I just meant like it's being a real prequel, not being like a super far in the past prequel, but it's being like let's put them all away and then later on deal with them all being put away. But that's cool.
This is cool, and the characterization and the voices don't bother me. They kind of make sense now. I was a little upset that Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill weren't coming back, but now I saw that guy who does Joker speak. Sounds like a younger Joker. Mm-hmm. Batman sounds like a younger Batman. I'm like, I get it.
It makes sense.
The big mystery out there is there's been no word yet on what exactly Kevin Conroy was talking about.
Which is good because it's just going to keep us going crazy. More Batman.
which is probably this. If I had to make a guess, and I'll make it here.
I'd say make an educated guess at this point.
An educated guess would be they are working on an Xbox One, PlayStation 4 Batman.
They have to be.
Game.
He fucked up big time
Yeah,
by
he did.
saying that he's working on something that's Batman related.
Because he said he spent like 8 to 10 hours full, which is like, that is close to what you would think you would need to record a full game.
I'm about like 90% sure though that's what it is. Like they could be making something else, but at the same time.
But the fact he said with Warner Brothers games, and I think he said
he's
Rocksteady.
working for hours and hours and hours.
Yeah,
that means he's doing.
You probably got a nice talking to by Warner Brothers and Rocksteady. But I think the fact that
just because you're the voice of Batman doesn't mean we can't fuck you up.
right, but I think the fact that Warner Brother Games Montreal took over for Origins makes me believe that when word got out and development packs got out to these developers about the new generation of systems, they probably said, okay, in order to keep this thing going, we need to do a game, which is what they've done with other franchises, which is what they do with Assassin's Creed, I believe. They have multiple companies working on games.
Yeah.
They're still Ubisoft, but it's like a different production branch of it.
Ubisoft East.
Yeah, which is pretty much what going on said there. I'm like, thank
Canadian.
God, because this could mean that we get more Batman more often.
Yeah.
And there isn't such a lag, because it's been about 3 years now since Arkham City's been out.
It's so good that they need to keep it.
Right.
I would be okay if they had it on par with just Arkham Asylum and made 15 games like Arkham Asylum, just set in different time periods, same fighting style. I would keep playing them.
But I think also
I'll just marathon the game.
And if I don't want to spoil everything in Arkham City, but there's about 5 or 6 plot points that are unresolved when you finish that game, and probably more than they're willing to let on, because there's still, and I'm almost to the point where I'm going to write Stephen Hill, the creative director of Rocksteady that did these games, a letter to be like, can you just tell us where all the secrets are in Arkham City? Because he said there's
still more.
That there's like 50% secrets still out there that no one's found yet. Which I'm like, God damn it. But if it's anything like Arkham Asylum, where they didn't tell you until the Arkham City was announced that there's this random wall that you can blow up that doesn't have any indication with the in-game tools. You just have to be... It was one of those things where you would just have to be lucky to put 3 explosive gels on this one random wall in the warden's office to blow it up.
And then you get to see the map.
Then you saw a map that said Arkham City, and I was like, what?
I know.
I'm getting all angry
geeked.
and upset. I'm all geeked up.
That's right. Be geeked up.
Geeky. So that was one other game. Any of the other games that you saw that you were kind of psyched about?
Not necessarily the games for the indie games, but
in general, the indie game vibe was cool.
Both PlayStation and Xbox are like, indie games are important. We're going to push to make it better and more accessible, so that way they can profit. Because the only thing that can happen is gaming gets better. Right. Because big gaming companies alone, they make good games, but a lot of their stuff they have to cut out, and the game suffers because it's more like they're rushed to put it out. Right. They cut stuff because it might be too hard for novice gamers, or too easy for people that are like they're going to sit there and go, what the fuck did you just do to us? Right. And then you have indie gamers that are just like, they get fed up and they make the game that's like so difficult, which then spawns more. Right. It just keeps the machine rolling in a positive direction.
That is true. And I think I'm looking forward to more announcements, because I feel like there's more coming, even if they're just teasers, which I'll take teasers at this point.
For what?
Just games in general. New games that are coming.
Oh, yeah. No, this is the beginning.
This is just the beginning, friends.
There's companies that are working on games right now that
we don't even know about.
Yeah.
Does that make you nervous or excited?
Dude, I'm excited. It's more video games to play.
So let's wrap it up. What did you learn? What did you learn from this podcast today?
I learned the lack of knowledge / care about PlayStation 4 exclusives, because fuck, who cares? Yeah. But at the same time, yay, it's cheaper.
Yeah, I learned that E3 didn't really sell me on either system 100%.
Yeah.
Yet.
But as far as games go, I would be more likely to play a lot of the cross-platform games on Xbox, because that controller is
awesome.
Shit.
Yeah, PlayStation 4 controller looks a little bulky.
They wanted it to be a little bit meatier, I guess. But
the Xbox one looks
their
really
triggers
good.
have always sucked.
Yeah, I know.
And then the Xbox triggers, we didn't really even talk about in the last one, but the rumble feature.
Yeah, I know.
And if they're going to be going big on shooters and that, you feel the rumble in your hand as you genius.
And then you'll have carpal tunnel syndrome. That's what I learned today. You're going to have carpal tunnel soon.
We're going to get it from playing video games all the time, anyways.
Our hands are going to be crippled. That's what I learned. What did you learn?
I already talked about what I learned.
That's right. I'm sorry. I blacked out. I was thinking about my hands being crippled, and it scared me. You can follow us at the OBT Show. Is it the OBT Show or OBT Show on Twitter? I think it's OBT Show.
It's the OBT Show.
The OBT Show on Twitter.
Yeah, it's the OBT.
Search OBT Show Twitter on Google and find us. With Facebooks. We're on Facebook as well, the OBT Show. You can also email us at theobtshow@gmail.com, and maybe we will respond to you. And hey, send us some ideas, things you want us to talk about, or send Chris dating profiles. He'll date you.
Hey, wait.
If you're a lady.
Don't throw me out. Don't throw me out there.
He'll date you. Goodbye, everybody.
Oh, man.